Welcome, Hornets. In this video, we're going to take a quick look at the quotient rule and how it works. And I'd like to give you a kind of a rhyme that will hopefully help you to do it. So I've got it up here. The quotient rule is where we have two different functions that are giving us a quotient. You'll notice that we have f prime g of x minus f g prime of x. Now, if you've been doing the product rule with the first piece times the second, the derivative of the first piece times the second plus the first piece times the derivative of the second, everything's going to be the same again, and you're going to be able to do that same process. The difference is you're going to have a minus in between. So we have f prime of x g of x minus f of x g prime of x all over g of x squared. And some people are going to say, well, I'm never going to remember that. So I've got a little rhyme for you. And it goes like this. Now, if the top function is the high equation, the bottom function is the low equation. The rhyme goes like this. Low d high less high d low, square the bottom and away we go. Say it with me. Low d high less high d low, square the bottom and away we go. Let's look at how that works. Low d high. Notice that's the low function times the derivative of the high function less high d low. The high function, or the function in the numerator, times the derivative of the function in the denominator. Square the bottom, take the bottom piece, the denominator, square it, and away we go. Use it to simplify. Let's take a look at a quick example before we continue any further. In this example, we have two functions. We have a high function and a low function. I would suggest that you start off by identifying what each piece is, just like we did with the product rule. F of x is 3x squared. F prime of x is going to be 6x. G of x is going to be 4x plus 1, and g prime of x is going to be 4. We know we're going to follow our pattern. So the low d high, I'm going to put f prime of x, g of x, less high d low, f of x, g prime of x, square the bottom, and away we go. I'm now going to use a direct substitution for each of these pieces. So here, let's take a look. We're going to have our 6x first, multiplied by the g of x, which is 4x plus 1, less the derivative, the f of x, 3x squared, times the derivative of the g of x. Take the g of x and square it in the denominator. Everything else is a matter of simplification. So I'm going to distribute the 6x, I'm going to multiply by the 4, I'm going to add like terms, and then I'm going to simplify it as much as I can. Notice I get the 24x squared plus 6x minus 12x squared. And I'm not going to FOIL this denominator. I then finish my answer by just simplifying it down into a 12x squared plus 6x divided by 4x plus 1, the quantity squared. Now, I can do a whole bunch to this. I can factor out an x, I can factor out a 6x, I can factor out just a 3x, or maybe I want to factor out a 2x. Either way, there are too many options for us to just willy-nilly go forward. It would be at this time that I would look at the options on my quiz or the options on the AP test and attempt to choose the correct one based upon the least amount of work and effort done. righty. Thank you very much, Hornets. In the next video, we're going to take a look at a chart and see how we work with the chart, just like we did with the product rule, but now we're going to use the quotient rule. Thank you very much. Be well and be safe. Thank you.